right. Welcome. We are voting the capital budget of the state of Maryland this morning. Sorry, everybody. We are joined by our vice chair and capital budget chair, Chair Chang, and our vice chair, Lewis. Welcome. I know you guys have been hard at work all session working up this capital budget, so tell us what you've done.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman Barnes, for all your leadership and mentorship through this process. And this afternoon, the vice chair and I would like to present to you the capital budget for the state of Maryland. I would thank the members of the subcommittee, the vice chair, Delegate Jazz Lewis, Delegate Catherine M. Forbes, Delegate Jefferson L. Greist, Delegate Julian Ivey, Delegate Rick Metzger, Delegate Emily Shetty, Delegate Stephanie Smith, Delegate Jared Solomon, and Delegate Courtney Watson. The committee staff, Ms. Michelle Lambert, the budget analysts, Athalia Andrade, Sarah Baker, Ann Brown, Jacob Cash, Carrie Cook, Andrew Gray, Emily Haskell, Laura Hyde, Matthew Klein, Naomi Kimura, Victoria Martinez, Madeline Miller, Kelly Norton, Jacob Polakov, Samuel Priest, Yashrar Rai, Micah Richards, Samantha Tapia, and Elizabeth Weibel. I would also like to thank Kate Lee Cannon and Kaylee Ingerswin for their work editing this document.
Colleagues, we're going to begin on pages 2 through 4 in the Board of Public Works. The subcommittee increased funding for 2 renovation projects, the Parole Communications Tower and the Treasury Building, and added funds for the Revolutionary War Memorial for Black soldiers. In the Maryland Department of Health on page 6, the subcommittee added funding for 2 projects in the Federally Qualified Health Centers Grant Program. The subcommittee reduced funding for the Public Library Capital Grant Program in the Maryland State Library Agency on page 7 due to the cancellation of a project. On page 8, the subcommittee increased funding for the new Institute for Health Computing project at the University of Maryland Baltimore campus. At the University of Maryland College Park, the subcommittee increased funding for the Interdisciplinary Engineering Building on page 9 and added funding for seating improvements at the Siku Stadium on page 10. The subcommittee added funds for the Adelphi building renovation on page 11 for the University of Maryland Global Campus. In the Maryland Higher Education Commission on pages 13 and 14, the subcommittee increased funding for the Community College Construction Grant Program for 1 project. On page 16, for the University of Maryland Medical System, the subcommittee added funding for a project at the Capital Region Medical Center. In the Department of Housing and Community Development on pages 17 through 22, the subcommittee shifted funding from the Baltimore Region Neighborhood Initiative to the National Capital Strategic Economic Development Fund, restricting funding for specified projects in the National Capital Program and Strategic Demolition Fund, restricted funding in rental housing programs for a Housing Innovation Pilot Program, and modified bond funding for rental housing programs to maintain full funding consistent with actions taken in the operating budget. Actions pertaining to the miscellaneous grant program begin on pages 23 and continue through page 113. The subcommittee increased funding for 5 of the governor's miscellaneous projects and deleted funding for 1 project. The subcommittee also increased funding for 21 of the miscellaneous projects added by the Senate. The subcommittee further added an additional 65 miscellaneous grant projects. Actions pertaining to the local housing initiatives appear on pages 133 through 149. Pages 153 to 159 pertain to deauthorizations from previous fiscal years. On page 153, the Maryland Hospital Association, the subcommittee rejected the Senate's action to deauthorize funds for the Peninsula Regional Medical Center project. The subcommittee also deauthorized funding for 2 projects across multiple fiscal years for the purpose of reprogramming the funds for other capital initiatives locating in Prince George's County. Pages 160 through 169 pertain to pre-authorizations for future fiscal years. The subcommittee added 4 pre-authorizations for miscellaneous capital projects in fiscal 2026. Upon further consideration, the subcommittee would also like to remove 1 of the projects for Promised Landing Farm, as it appears twice in the report, and instead add $750,000 for a project for the Fair Hill Training Center. Colleagues, I ask for that we move the adoption of the subcommittee report as amended.
Second.
Okay, is there discussion on the subcommittee report? Discussion on the capital budget. Motions on the subcommittee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. The ayes have it. Do we need to move adoption of the? Oh, that's it.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Sorry, I
Chairman.
think we
Thank
need to
you.
move the
Thank you,
capital
Alex.
budget.
Thank you.
There a second? The capital budget's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Why don't we do a roll call on that, Mr. Chair? Roll call on capital budget.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Delegate Smith. Oh,
You can
okay,
start with the
sorry.
question. Yep.
Okay, Chair Chang.
Yes.
Okay, Chair Chang is a yay. Vice Chair Lewis.
Yes.
Vice Chair Lewis is a yay. Delegate Smith.
Yes.
Delegate Smith is a yay. Delegate Shetty.
Yes.
Delegate Shetty is a yay. Delegate Watson. Oh, sorry. Okay, who's next? Okay, Delegate Watson is excused. Delegate Solomon.
Yes.
Delegate Solomon is a yay. Delegate Grice. Delegate Grice is a yay. Delegate Ivy.
Yes.
Delegate Ivy is a yay. Delegate Jones.
Yes.
Delegate Jones is a yay. Delegate Anderson.
Yep.
Delegate Anderson is a yay. Delegate McCaskill.
Yay.
Delegate McCaskill is a yay. Delegate Ruff.
Yes.
Delegate Ruff is a yay. Delegate McComas.
Yes.
Delegate McComas is a yay. Delegate Spiegel.
Yes.
Delegate Spiegel is a yay. Delegate Stonko.
Yes.
Delegate Stonko is a yay. Delegate Mangione.
Yes.
Delegate Mangione is a yay. Delegate Wollick. Delegate Wollick is a yay. Delegate Heimbaugh.
Yes.
Delegate Heimbaugh is a yay. Delegate, sorry, Acevero. Delegate Acevero is a yay. Delegate Harris.
Yes.
Delegate Harris is a yay. Delegate Forbes.
Yes.
Delegate Forbes is a yay.
I'll vote yes. Capital budget passes. Mr. Vice Chair, Mr. Chair of the capital budget. Thank you so much for your leadership. Yeah, great job. I think we got a great product coming to the floor, and all of the Department of Legislative Services, Emily, your team, and everyone else, Matt. Thank you so much for your hard work all session on the capital budget. Obviously, I think we got a great product really because of you all. We'll let you all, we did this first, so you didn't have to sit through our voting session, so we'll let you guys get back to work, and we'll just pause for a minute, and then we'll take up our voting session. Good to see you all. Our voting session now. We'll start with House Bill 1188. We have counsel here from HGO. We're going to wait until we get counsel here from HGO. Senate Bill 35, counsel.
This is the identical cross-file to the nefariously numbered House Bill 666 from Delegate Shetty, which lowered the age from 62 to 60 for SNAP and raised the benefit by $10 per month.
Been moved and second. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill passes by unanimous vote. Oh, I'm sorry. Delegate Mangione is a no? Delegate Mangione is a no. Okay, all right. Bill does pass. Senate Bill 69, counsel.
Senate Bill 69 is the same version of the bill that passed this committee unanimously.
Any discussion? Move favorable. Any, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Next bill, Senate Bill 114.
This bill establishes a work group to study the fiscal and operational viability of a P3 for Calvert County Public Schools. Did
Okay.
not move the House crossing.
Any discussion on the bill? I'll move favorably.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. Bill passes by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 126, counsel.
Yeah, Senate Bill 126. This is the WMATA Operating Assistance Bill. It's in the same posture as cross-file in the House that are already passed.
Okay, direct crossfile. Any discussion? I think this was a contested vote the first time around, so just heads up. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Grice, Delegate McComas, Delegate Stanco, Delegate Mangione are all no, but the bill does pass. Senate Bill 202.
This one was Senator Benson's bill. There was no House crossfile. There's an amendment on the bill. This is the establishes the caregiver expense grant program in the Department of Aging for qualified adult family members with an adjusted gross income below 75,000. The one amendment just aligns the definition of a qualified family member with the eligibility criteria that's already in existence under the Department of Aging's Family Caregiver Support Program.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Is there a motion on the bill?
Second.
Bills are moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. No on the bill. Delegate Grice, Delegate McComas. All right, the bill passes. Grice and McComas are no. Senate Bill 205.
This bill requires the governor, the president of the Senate, and the speaker of the House to ensure that one member of the Board of Regents for USM is a graduate of an HBCU in USM. This requirement only applies after the next vacancy on the board and doesn't change the current membership of the board.
Okay, any discussion? Oh, was there an amendment? No, no amendment. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all bills moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Mangione is opposed, but the bill passes. Senate Bill 289.
This is a departmental bill from SSTAT. It increases from 5 to 15% the percentage of a special fund that can be used for administrative expenses by the office. There is no fiscal impact as SSTAT will be authorized to use already existing funds for the office's administrative expenses.
Okay, any discussion on the bill? Is there a motion? Bill's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. Bill passes unanimous vote. Senate Bill 368.
This bill did not have a crossfile. This was a Senate bill that expands the definition of military service as relates to service credit to include members of the Public Health Service, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, and the Coast and Geodetics Survey. There are no amendments.
No amendments. Bills are moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Grice is opposed. Delegate McComas is opposed. Delegate Mangione is opposed, but the bill does pass. Senate Bill, where are we at? 370?
370, we have passed the House version of this bill. There are amendments to the Senate version. I believe the Senate's going to do similar amendments on the House version. The First Amendment is technical. The Second Amendment conforms the requirements to the Director of Community Schools to the House version of the bill, removes certain provisions related to student eligibility, and removes requirements for community school coordinators with respect to the program.
Okay, the amendment's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the amendments? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say no. The ayes have it. Bill's been moved and seconded. Discussion on the bill. It is 370. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Grice, Delegate McComas, Delegate Stanco, Delegate Mangione, Delegate Heinball are no's to the bill, but the bill does pass. Senate Bill 395.
395 is a bill that you already concurred to these changes that were made to the House bill, which has a different posture for our private institutions of higher education.
Move favorable.
Bills removed and seconded. Is there discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. All right, the ayes have it. Bill does pass by unanimous vote. All right, we have Senate Bill 482, the Enough Act. We do have some amendments, council.
So the First Amendment is technical. The Second Amendment adds eligibility provisions for neighborhoods in the program, creates certain requirements for the program, adds requirements for meetings of the Children's Cabinet, including an annual report, repeals a requirement for MSDE to complete the Neighborhood Indicators of Poverty report, instead requires the office to complete the report, requires the office's 3-year plan to be submitted to the General Assembly, and requires the development of a centralized database.
Okay, the amendments have been moved and seconded. So I think these amendments are in keeping with the vision of the administration. We worked very hard with them, but also the vision of this committee to make sure that this program is up and running and can last into perpetuity and really be even more robust than I think it even came in envisioning. So on the amendments, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? No, the ayes have it. Bill has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the bill? Delegate Stanco.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. I'd actually just have a couple of technical questions. And forgive my ignorance here, but the money that, for example, that was appropriated for SB 35, Delegate Shetty's cross file, can that money be all considered in the same pot in future budget? So I think the goal of this was SNAP was to make
No,
sure.
this is different bill. This is enough act.
No, I know that. I was trying to see if the 15 million, if it can be allocated in different ways, but it's got to go to its own thing.
The money that was reallocated in SNAP with Delegate Shetty was an administration bill that dealt with SNAP from the secretary.
Okay,
So this is a different pot of money.
okay. I just want to make sure I understood it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the Enough Act? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Grice is opposed, Delegate McComas is opposed, Delegate Stanco is opposed, and Delegate Mangione is opposed, but the bill does pass. Congratulations, Mom. Good job. Senate Bill 482. Oh, that should. Senate Bill 491.
This is an identical cross file to House Bill 630, which passed here. It does have some amendments, which the Senate also did. One is technical, and the other one repeals an erroneously omitted provision and adds uncodified language to correct a previous omission.
Okay, amendment's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Any motion on the bill? Bills are moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill passes by unanimous vote. We are joined by counsel from Health and Government Operations. Welcome to Appropriations. So we'll go back to the first bill on the voting list.
Thank you. So the bills on your voting list are House Bill 1188 and Senate Bill 982. They're cross files of each other. I think what you have circulated for your purposes is a reprint of Senate Bill 982. Rest assured the bills will be identical. The only difference between the amendments is the House bill has every member of HGO added as a co-sponsor. These bills were voted unanimously in the committee. The bill specifies the intent of the General Assembly to centralize oversight of information technology in the Department of Information Technology, also known as DOIT. It clarifies that information technology includes networking and software applications, and that a unit of state government may not purchase, lease, or rent IT unless it's consistent with the master plan as determined by the Secretary. Establishes new study, planning, and reporting responsibilities for the Secretary and DOIT related to IT modernization. Renames the Major Information Technology Development Project Fund to be the Information Technology Investment Fund. It redefines what constitutes an MITDP, creates a new definition of expedited project, and modifies how ITIF funds may be used to fund both project types. Requires at least 20% of the funding appropriated to ITIF each year to be set aside for expedited projects. Modifies the process by which state agencies request approval for IT projects from DOIT and DOIT's oversight of those projects. Renames the Modernized Maryland Oversight Commission to be the Modernized Maryland Commission and modifies its purpose, membership, and responsibilities, and requires additional staff for DOIT. And the amendments make changes to clarify the role of DOIT in relation to the oversight of IT projects, strikes the definition of oversight from the bill and alters the definition of legacy system, strikes language authorizing the Secretary to delegate oversight of projects to a unit of state government, requires the Secretary of DOIT to make a recommendation to the Secretary of Budget and Management that project funds be withheld if a unit is not consistently reporting on the status of a project to DOIT, or DOIT determines that project implementation issues exist. Requires DGS rather than DOIT, but still in consultation with DOIT, to hire a consultant to assess the procurement process for IT projects and make related recommendations. Alters the timing of DOIT's inventory and assessment of the state's legacy systems. Requires DOIT to develop a state modernization plan on or before December 1st, 2025, rather than December 1st, 2024. Removes a requirement that DOIT evaluate how the ITIF could be used as a reimbursable fund, and requires the Joint Audit and Evaluation Committee in consultation with the Joint Committee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Biotechnology to study and make recommendations for any statutory or operational changes that are necessary to address the findings of the Office of Legislative Audits audit of DOIT that just came out 2 days ago. Just to put some of this in context, a lot of the amendments here are in response to that audit of DOIT that just came out revealing that they were not necessarily exercising the oversight of units, IT projects that might be preferred.
Bill has been moved and seconded. Is there discussion on the bill as amended? Did pass unanimously in HGO? Delegate Solomon.
Quickly wanted to say thank you to HGO as the House Chair of the Joint Audits Committee. I would encourage everybody to read that audit. It was distressing to say the least, and our audit committee has spent a lot of time talking about DO-IT and the cybersecurity issues that we have writ large. So just really appreciate HGO's work. And I know our committee will be spending a lot of time talking about this in the interim. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Delegate Solomon. Further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. Bill does pass by unanimous vote. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, we're gonna make that vote the vote for both bills. Everybody okay? All right, both bills pass. Thank you. Good one. Oh, we're back to our voting list at Senate Bill 530.
Senate Bill 530 alters the filing date by which Cecil County must submit its annual financial report to DLS.
Okay. Bills are moving second, and all in favor say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The bill does pass by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 556.
$556 authorizes payments from the Construction Contingency Fund under specified conditions and current law for construction contracts that include price adjustments for material price fluctuations, identified eligible project specific materials.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. The bill does pass, unanimous vote. Senate Bill 581.
581, there is an amendment. Trying to find it. Okay, there are two amendments. Amendment number 1 is technical. Amendment number 2 removes the school from the blind from the revolving loan fund to match the actions in the BRFA, which repeals the revolving loan fund. But instead, this bill now alters the state and local cost share formula for Maryland School for the Blind moving forward.
Okay, amendments have been moved and seconded. Is there a motion on the bill? Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor of the amendment, say aye. Any opposed, no. The ayes have it. Bill's been moved and seconded. So we're just going to still give some relief to the Maryland School for the Blind, but just in a little bit different way since this fund doesn't exist any longer. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill passes by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 604.
This is the cross-file to Delegate Jones's House Bill 768, the Judges Retirement System Special Death Benefit Bill. The only difference between this and the bill that the House already passed is that there were some Senate amendments to that bill that established that a survivor enrolled in the state health plan shall receive the maximum subsidy allowed for a retiree. It clarifies that the death benefit is linked to the salary payable for the judicial position held by that deceased member, and that the offset reduction for the return of member contributions for benefits already paid.
Okay. The amendments, I believe, have been moved. The bill.
No, the bill has no amendments. I just
Gotcha,
wanted
because
to
it already
clarify
was
that.
amended in the Senate. All right.
Yeah.
Bill's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. Ayes have it. The bill does pass unanimously. Senate Bill 657.
This is the cross-file of the House bill that passed the committee unanimously. The Senate's only difference is they had a definition of educator, which is supported by the delegation.
Okay, any discussion? Bills are moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes, opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. The bill does pass unanimously. Senate Bill 693.
This is Carroll County's local debt bill.
Bills are moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. Bill does pass unanimous vote. Senate Bill 697.
This is the Maryland National Guard TRICARE Premium Reimbursement Program bill from Senator Guile. There was no House crossfile. This removes the $60 monthly cap on grants from the Maryland Military Department to eligible recipients of TRICARE Premium.
Okay, Bill's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. Ayes have it. Bill passes by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 737.
This bill alters the requirements for members of the Hartford Community College Board of Trustees. There are no amendments.
No amendments. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill passes by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 804.
This is the cross file of the same bill that passed this committee, which I'm confirming the vote on that real quick.
I think that was a unanimous vote. Okay, it was.
Yes, it was.
All right, bills are moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill does pass by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 850.
This one increases the cap. This is a bill from Senator Quarterman, had no House cross file. It increases the cap on reasonable funeral expenses from 10,000 to 25,000 for the line of duty, death and funeral benefits. It also increased the death benefits increases death benefits from 100,000 to 125,000 for surviving members. And indexes all of that to inflation.
Okay, the bill has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill passes by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 896.
It's a cross file of the same bill. It passed this committee unanimously. The delegation voted to change the membership of the commission, which you should have in your packet. And the Senate made changes throughout the commission, the authority. So
Amendments, any discussion? All in favor of the amendment, say aye. Any opposed? No. The ayes have it. Amendments passed. Bill's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, on the vote on the bill. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Passes unanimous vote. Senate Bill 960.
Thank you. Senate Bill 960 establishes the Climate Technology Founders Fund in the Maryland Clean Energy Center. It will provide funding for climate technology startups. Funding recipients have to provide one-to-one matching funds. And the bill does require transfers from the CEF for fiscal years 2025 through 2028.
Okay, bill's been moved and seconded. Is there discussion on the bill? I want to make the vote on this bill, also the vote on the House bill, which is Delegate Vogel's bill. Does anyone have a problem with that? So this vote will be for this bill and Delegate Vogel's bill. We'll move both bills concurrently. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Grist, Delegate McComas, Delegate Mangione. Bill does pass. Senate Bill 973.
This is a bill to codify the private hospital grant program, sometimes called the hospital bond program, that's been around since 1993. There's an amendment to clarify that the Maryland Hospital Association Review Committee shall consult with DBM and DLS rather than the other way around as it was written in the bill during the funding review process. So there is that one amendment. And it again codifies a program that's already been around for 30 years.
Moving second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes. Oh, Delegate Grace. Okay. All right. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill does pass by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 982. Okay, just cross-file the bill we did earlier today. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill does pass by unanimous vote. Delegate Grace, do you have something to say over there? No. Okay. All right, we're gonna hold 1092. We're gonna move that with Delegate Shetty's bill tomorrow, but this is also gonna be in the BRFA. So we're gonna just pass the BRFA and then we're gonna pass both bills tomorrow. So just hold Delegate Shetty's bill and Delegate Gazone's bill until tomorrow. Senate Bill 1120.
this is the annual USM academic bond bill.
All right, bill's moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Bill does pass by unanimous vote. Senate Bill 1142.
So this bill, as amended, matches a bill that passed, that was in Ways and Means and that passed the House. So the First Amendment is technical. The Second Amendment conforms the bill to House Bill 451.
Right. 1142. Do we have the vote in the Senate on this bill? Or
The Senate was
what this-
44-0, but I don't usually pay attention to my
Gotcha.
senator.
It
What was
was
the House?
125 to 12.
125 to 12.
Great, thank you.
So I had like Robin Grammer and like Gion, but you probably voted for it. I'm guessing.
All right, well,
Okay, all right. We figured we knew you. I mean, you know. All right. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Mangione's a no, but the bill, Delegate McComas is a no, but the bill does pass. Senate Bill 1178.
This bill expands the eligibility for the Douglas J.J. Peters Veterans of Afghanistan and Iraq Conflict Scholarship by repealing the termination dates of eligibility, which are prescribed by the U.S. Secretary of Defense.
Okay, bills are moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. Ayes have it, bill passed by unanimous. Don't move. We have some more bills to vote on. Concurrence calendar. So I have my little cheat sheet here. Okay, we're not necessarily going to go in order of your thing. We're going to go in order of my cheat sheets here. House Bill 1441, the motion is to concur the Senate amendments, remove the title of the bill and alter the membership. Move to concur. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, raise your hand. All right, motion concur passes. Let's see, House Bill 200, move to concur. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 377. We're gonna move, yeah, what are the amendments? Council?
The amendments there, we pushed out the date for the program. MHEC has said in doing that, we need to make a couple technical changes. So the Senate is doing those technical changes to the House bill. And so we would recommend going to conference to have the cross files match rather than having one not make it through. So that therefore not to concur.
Move not to concur. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, raise your hand. Ayes have it. House Bill, so we have a House Bill 609, House Bill 630, House Bill 678, and House Bill 1212. These are all going to be motions to concur. Does anybody have questions on any of the amendments? I think they're largely technical in nature, so I don't think they were largely substantive, but if anybody has a question, I'm going to move these on a concurrence. Okay, move to concur on all four of these bills. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, raise your hand. The ayes have it. I think we got them all. We got them all. So we'll see the conference committee back here at 3, but we're adjourned.